Well, As You Sow is a national leader in challenging U.S. companies to take more responsibility for recycling greater amounts of post-consumer packaging. The U.S. packaging recycling rate of 48% lags many other countries, including less developed countries like Slovenia. Huge amounts of recyclable materials are burned or landfilled, wasting valuable resources like aluminum, glass, and plastic. We've estimated these resources have an annual market value exceeding $11 billion.
Improvements in recycling infrastructure, program funding, and consumer education are all key actions that would help increase recycling. A growing part of the problem, though, is that companies are choosing to use materials that are not easily recyclable, but when they instead could be using recyclable packaging. This is especially of concern for plastic packaging, which is the fastest growing kind of packaging with a low recycling rate of just 12.1%.
One of the biggest concerns are laminated pouches, which are actually made from non-recyclable materials, and they are rapidly replacing recyclable packaging. You've seen them in your grocery store, used to package everything from juice to dried fruit to cookies to laundry detergent. Prime example is the popular kids drink Capri Sun, which is sold in a high-tech pouch made of a thin layer of aluminum foil and plastic laminates. It cannot be recycled into new pouches and is rarely collected for recovery. This wastes huge amounts of valuable resources such as aluminum.
Capri Sun is hugely wasteful in packaging.
I can't believe these pouches are going to be used once and then sit in a landfill for 100 years.
When I'm a mom, I think I'll buy my kids like juice packages that have like recyclable packaging, but I'm definitely not going to buy them the ones that aren't recyclable like Capri Sun.
A glass, aluminum, or PET plastic bottle can be recycled hundreds of times. An aluminum can made from recycled materials uses 90% less energy than using virgin materials.
Special packaging like pouches might be justified if there were no alternatives, but fully recyclable glass, plastic, and aluminum packages have been on the market for decades.
Nature's Organic Raspberries. Gluten-free, raw, vegan. USDA organic. Nice. This pouch that they're in weighs a little more than the product itself. I see no sign on the back that says what I meant to do with this. There's no little triangle with a funny number, you don't know what it means. Nothing. Monstrous hybrid. What is meant to happen to this? This can go nowhere but a landfill or an incinerator.
Here are more examples of poorly designed non-recyclable packaging. Oreo cookies made by Mondelez is put in a thin plastic film, and Tide detergent pods made from Procter & Gamble are put in plastic pouches. Both could have just as easily been packaged in a cardboard box.
It's frustrating because it comes in that horrible plastic bag, the laminate that you know doesn't land anywhere but in the landfill and doesn't break down, doesn't recycle.
Non-recyclable packaging like pouches are more likely to be littered and swept into waterways. Plastic pollution of the world's oceans has become a growing problem, clogging waterways, damaging marine ecosystems, and entering the marine food web.
The most common microplastic that we find out there are thin plastic films, like would have been in a chip bag.
California spends nearly $500 million annually preventing trash, most of it packaging, from entering beaches, rivers, and ocean fronts. Plastics absorb toxics such as polychlorinated biphenyls and dioxins from water or sediment and transfer them into the marine food web and potentially to human diets. This increases the risk of adverse effects of wildlife and humans.
It's been shown that virgin polyethylene pellets still leach chemicals into what they come in contact with and change the physiology of fish.
If you're concerned about the enormous waste of resources and the increasing threats to world oceans posed by plastic packaging, tell consumer brands to phase out non-recyclable packaging.
Non-recyclable packaging does not respect the environment.
I don't want to use non-recyclable packaging.
If given the choice, I'd buy stuff in recyclable packaging every time.
To learn more about wasteful packaging and our engagement with major U.S. brands, visit asyousow.org/recycling.